what went into this, where you caught this. There's a sense of humor in this one.
Absolutely, there is a even funnier story. Well, I think is a funny story. I took this photograph in an old abandoned garage down between here and Bowmanville quite a few years ago, and my buddy and I, we'd gone and we're doing a little bit of urban exploration on this in this old garage, and this was in the back of the building. There's something about that wallpaper and the randomness of how the blind is hanging. That obviously being a vibrant life at the back of the garage, with the family who'd run it, and the building was ticketed for a demo. They're putting a new overpass in, and my buddy and I were in there, and I captured that image, which I personally really do like this image. I submitted this one to Pine Ridge Arts, is a local art group here, and they do every year. They haven't done for 2 years, but they have done again. I've just reapplied for this year for submissions from photographers. Anyway, you can submit 2 images, I think, and on that particular year, this image was selected. So what you do is you do it online. You submit your images, and then if it from out the jury, they pick the images that they want to show from out of the 400 images. I think it was, they picked out 40 that they were going to show. This didn't win a prize. Another year I'd had an image that won a merit award or something. But anyway, it was chosen as one of the 40 finalists, and so you then have to get the image printed, and you printed and framed to a specific size, and then you take it down to the community centre where it was going to be shown, which was in Ajax. And I'd gone there, and then on the opening night, when the award ceremony was going to go on, and they got them all up in the lobby of the community centre, and I'm wandering around, and I'm looking at the other 40 pieces of art that are up on the wall, and again, it's a real cross section. I don't think there were criterias for submitting the art, except for there was a category for kids, under a certain age, that they had a special selection for them. Anything else could go. So it might be scenic, it might be street, it might be portraits or whatever. Anyway, I am wandering around, and I'm assuming that there are other photographers there who are also waiting, and there were other photographers there who were waiting to hear what was going on. I think at that time, when that night, the winning photographs had already got a rosette on them, and I was wandering around. I'm looking at other pieces of art, and then I'm my own piece of art, and the 2 pieces that were either side of it, which was down on one of the wings off of the lobby, and there was a lady and her daughter who were kind of moving along each of the images and discussing each one, and I was kind of half hearing some of the conversation. Anyway, they looked at one image, and then they came up to the one that was on the left side of my image, and they were looking at it, and it was an image taken on the Serengeti or something, of these giraffes running across, and it was a nice wildlife photograph. And oh, isn't it beautiful? Oh, look at the light. Oh, can you see all those giraffes? And isn't it just beautiful? Oh, can you just imagine that hanging out in our living room? And they finished the conversation, and then they stepped in front of my image, and they went, right. And stepped right across it and moved on to the next image. And I almost pissed my pants at that point. I just thought it was so it's so appropriate. That's my art. It appeals to some people and not to others. To me, it appeals to me. You say it appeals to you, but this lady and her mum, not everybody would want that image hanging on their wall. I get that, but
today's episode is brought to you by Prairie View Photo Tours. Prairie View Photo Tours invites photographers of all levels to book their all-inclusive, authentic Alberta adventure at pvphototours.com.
Runs across your portraiture, your bottle caps, your ashtray guy, and some of the other photos we'll get to that you sent me. There's a lot of appreciation for these subtleties, like these little details of like everyday life. It's like this everyday normal thing, this Venetian blind hanging on this window. It's just a small little peculiarity about it, like the way it's hanging, like you said, the pattern on the wallpaper back there. All the things you do. It's like it's an appreciation for these small, unnoticed things. You're elevating these things that are unnoticed, that are discarded. Even this building you said was going to be knocked down, right? Yeah. So you caught something that was just going to be trashed. So I see that in all your work there. So that's really cool.
I have to thank, and I've done this on numerous occasions, I thank one of my my school teachers for this. I had a geography teacher at school, Mr. Fletcher. And one of the things he was teaching us in school, we were all there in his geography class, and it we were all, it was all comprehensive. It was a all boys school, and 28 of us in the class, and he said to us, just out of interest, towards the end of his class, he said, does anybody know? Because he knew we all went down to Woolworths to get our records on the weekend, or when we're buying singles and vinyls. Anybody know what is in those windows above the ground level Woolworths store? And there was not one boy who knew what it was. He said, next time when you come back for your class next week, let me know what it is. Anyway, we came back, and some of the lads, and myself included, we'd gone back we'd gone on the Saturday morning, and I thought, while we're down here, you look up, and then you see above this beautiful stonework, Corinthian or Gothic columns around archways and everything, and you're going, oh, fascinating, what workmanship had gone into that. But the takeaway that he was saying was, his message was basically, take your head out your arse and have a look around. And what I did is, my take on that is, stop and look up, and look up and look down and look all around. And that, from when I was in Fletcher's class at 12-year-old, always stuck with me. And I think you can go, and I probably did this, going back to the days when I was shooting transparencies, and I was off and I was doing the photos for my family. I was often there, and I was shooting the big picture to try and bring that home to show my parents. But you can also paint a picture of a place, but not just with the big stuff, the Serengetis or whatever, but you can also paint that picture with the smaller details, and that is, you don't have to go to Paris and just shoot the Notre Dame or Arc de Triomphe, the Eiffel Tower, you know, you could shoot, you know, a couple of glasses and a bottle on a table, you know, in a cafe, in a restaurant, and people would go, "That's Paris." And it's capturing the small things, and often, and again, I've offered this as advice to people who are going out, because often, you know, you'll especially if you're going to a new town. Say you, for example, you know, you're up, you know, your roots from here, and you go out to live in a new town. When you first get out there, it can be a little bit overwhelming. You know, everything's kind of new to you. People who are going on, say, vacation, you know, going on photo trips or whatever. When you first get there, you're inundated with all this new stuff, and you know, it can be overwhelming. So, what I try and do is, if I'm getting sensory overload, I'll sit down and I'll stop, and I put the camera down, you know, and I just kind of soak it in for a little while and just have a look around me to see what there is. And that sort of stood me in good stead. You know, I say that occasion out there, you know, you're in, and my other thing, what I do as a photographer is I do the squint, right? You know, you kind of you know, do that where you're looking to see what the light is doing. I used to do, you know, when I first started off, I used to do the thing, you know, making the frame and looking around. I can do that now in my head, how to, you know, create my composition. As soon as it doesn't take me long. Once I've got either my camera or my cell phone in my hand to kind of create that the composition that I think I'm you know, I'm looking for.